7, 6, 11, 5, 4, 17, 32 the day before.
Well, hello all. Going to the movies today. Yes, I am. Don't nearly go as much as I used to. I'm going to see 28 Years Later. We're going at 10 o'clock. My son had to work. Kind of looking forward to it. So, this movie, 28 Days Later, that came out in, I believe 2002. And it was a financial success. It wasn't a giant smash. It never was. It's always a bit of an underground movie. And then we had a sequel which came out, I think it was in 2005 or 7. I forget which. Let me see. I cannot read this tiny print. So for argument's sake, let's just say 2007. Now, a movie gets kind of slagged off. This has one of the greatest opening scenes in a horror movie ever. So, I think the financials for 28 Years Later has made like $30 million over the weekend. Not very much. I'm not sure what the budget was. I gotta see what the worldwide was. I don't know what people go see anymore. They go see these Disney live-action remakes, cartoons, and some other horse crap, man. I don't get it. I don't know. Whatever. But I've never gone. I've always gone to movies most people don't see. This is just me. You know, I was in the theaters for Goodfellas before it became like this thing. I was in the theaters to see Blade Runner originally. So, I don't know. This is the stuff that I go see. The Thing, I originally saw that in the theaters. These were all major flops financially when they originally came out. But whatever, I digress. I'm just waxing on a cutting edge here, man. No, but I'm going to tell you about 28 Years Later when I get back. So this will be a short video, but I'm just going to give you my opinion of it. I'll be back shortly.
Completely
It's more fun together.
empty theater. Again, this is the best time to go. It's like a special screen just for us. How awesome is that? Nobody. It's cool.
Take 2. This is my second attempt. See, the first one I had some visuals of the movie MASH in the background, so that's obviously a problem now. Even though there's no audio, you can't see the whole thing. But, the creators of MASH aren't getting their money. So it's blocked. I think it was blocked everywhere, but Uruguay and Japan. But anyway, I digress. Let's go down. Anyway. So I'm back. I'm back from the movies. Not 2 days later because it's Tuesday. It just took me a while. I was wiped out yesterday. After the movies, I drove my son to the airport. Once again, I'm going off on a tangent. But I'm here to give my opinion. It's not necessarily, it's kind of reviewish of Alex Garland and Danny Boyle's reunification to do 28 Years Later, the sequel to 21 Days and 21 Weeks. It's an odd duck. It's an odd duck of a movie. I enjoyed it. I'd like to see it again, just because it's just peculiar. There's a lot of weird stuff going on. There's a lot of wasted opportunities they had. Overall, I give it a 3, a lower 3, not a 3.5, maybe like a 2.75. Nah, 3's fair. Visually nice movie, well acted. Visually, it's a great movie. Acting, it's a great movie. I enjoyed everybody's performances. It's just wasted opportunities where I thought they could have did more with certain things. Like, they have a certain... here's the premise of the movie is that Britain is completely isolated from the rage virus. Because they're not zombies, they're rage ghouls. and England is completely cut off, and then they have some little small islands on the outskirts of England, and now it's patrolled by military and boats. No one leaves, no one comes out. Once you're on that island, you're there for life. You do not leave. So they have this little enclave on this little island. I don't know, there's maybe a few hundred people there. I guess they've been there for 28 years. And it's very medieval. But they don't have weapons. They make their own weapons. They make, they're very, it's like a fortress around it. It's like an inlet where, the tides rise when they can go inland once in a while to get certain supplies. But the whole of England's cut off. The rest of the world, while damaged, I think France was nuked, and maybe some other countries, they contained the virus. They contained that rage virus for the most of the world, and England is just completely isolated. I get it. I see where they were going with Brexit. So that's our Alex Garland, believe me. I like his movies, too. I didn't see Civil War because I saw where he was going with that. There's some allegory in there to Brexit. The makeup of the town on the little island, the little medieval town. I like the demographics of that, man. Not a bad place to live. I'm sure it's very low crime. High trust society. Anyway, let me stop. This is the White Monkey channel. Let's listen to Franco Blondie stuff. But apparently, over the years, the rage ghouls have evolved. They evolved into a few different types. They have your standard one that just runs around, hysterical, and tries to kill you. And then they got these big alpha ones that they run around and try to kill you, too. They're not big on clothes either. I guess they lost all their clothes. The big alpha zombie, apparently, and it's very visualized, could have been a huge porno star. And then they got these swamp-like zombies. Ghouls. They're ghouls, raging ghouls. They could, they just forage for grubs and worms. Still very dangerous, but sometimes you don't see them in the swamp. You might step on them. Kind of bloated too. Gross, man. And apparently the ghouls can get pregnant. Yeah, I guess that big alpha is just spreading his viral seed everywhere. But so there's some very good scenes in it. There's Ralph Fiennes in it. He plays this. Apparently, he was a doctor, and that is like the whole premise for the road trip story. He starts out with the boy and his father. They go out as a rite of passage. He has to do his first ghoul kill, and they come back. It's like he's now a man. It's very, like I said, medieval. Everybody has their little roles in the village. The cooks, the farmers, the watchkeepers, the seamstress, the blacksmith, so forth. So that goes well. They come back, they celebrate, and then he finds out there's a doctor because his mom is very sick. She's dying, and so he wants to bring his mom to the doctor so he could save her. This is what the kid's like 13, so this is what he thinks. Sullivan, stop it. You get away from that. See that damn tail. Get that damn tail out of there. So they go inland. They sneak out, and it's like a road trip. They come across some situations. They do run into this guy, Eric. And he's a Norwegian soldier whose ship, because the patrol ships, all countries patrol to make sure nobody gets off England. And his ship sank. They hit something and it sank, and him and his little crew went onto the island, and most of them got decimated except for Eric. I wish they would have kept Eric around. Interesting character. Eric had a cell phone with him. only had a limited amount of juice left in it, and charge left, and he showed the boy that basically the rest of the world's okay. And the boy was fascinated by this, and he was talking to him. I wish there would have been a more dynamic with that. I wish there would have been a little more dynamic on how the whole medieval, like their town, their little island town, evolved. A little more history behind that would have been good too. I would have found that a little more interesting. But overall, I enjoyed the movie. I'd like to see it again. Will I see it in the movies? I don't know, maybe on $4 night I'll go. But interesting. The ending is quite odd. They run into a guy, looks like Jimmy Savile. He's got a bunch of minions with him that all kind of look like Jimmy Savile. And his name is Jimmy. So it's the Savile gang. I don't know where they're going with that. I know Danny Boyle's not directing that one. It's Tina Acosta, and her last movie was The Marvels, so good luck with that. Not that that means anything, because it's the showrunners, the writers. So, I don't know. You have to be really bad director to, like, in my opinion. You just have to be a real doo-doo to really mess up a good story. That's just me. Because you've got the source material. Well, they do it all the time with, but that's the writers. It's the writers. Really, I've never seen direction that's really set me off the rails. It's usually the storyline or the acting. But regardless, we'll see what happens. I think that comes out in 6 months or something. This movie, I think, made $60 million worldwide, so it's got its production money back. I don't know how much they spent on marketing, but I think it'll turn a small profit. So then the other one's already filmed anyway, so what's the difference? I think both of them were under the same budget. I don't know. But would I suggest you go see it? Yeah, if you want the odd duck, if you want the trilogy. Did I say my son equated this movie to Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. It's the Thunderdome of the trilogy. Did I mention that at the beginning? Maybe I did. I'll repeat it again. I'm going to put it in the title. My son Jeremy said that this is like the Thunderdome of the 28 Days Later trilogy. Yeah, I think it's very appropriate because that's an odd duck of a movie too. Just it's like Peter Pan shit going on in that. But I enjoyed that too. I enjoyed it too. But it wasn't as good as the first two. Just like this, not as good as the first two. But whatever, it is what it is. With that, I love you all. Have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.